Hello, my name is Yvette Pass, and this is my internship presentation. The internship is for Confessions of Parenting. How I found and arranged this internship. So first, I found the internship by reaching out to academic advising, and they sent me a list of available internships and the internships that were online also. The reason they sent me online opportunities is because I'm a stay-at-home mom and I needed to be available at home. After going through the list, I reached out to a few employers that I was interested in. I sent an email that asked them about the opportunity and if there were any positions available, and I also sent them my resume. I received an email back from my supervisor, Michelle, and she immediately said that they would love to have me and scheduled an interview with me about a week later. What were my responsibilities? So I had a lot of responsibilities at this internship, my daily responsibilities. So the first thing I would do in a day would be to first check my email. This is where I would make sure that I didn't get any emails from my supervisors letting me know if there was an assignment that had priority over others, or make sure that there wasn't something that they needed me to do that was out of the ordinary. Just checking my email daily made sure that I had good communication. Then I would go into Airtable. This is a program where they would have all of my assignments and when they were due, and it would also have notes in case they needed to let me know if there were certain things that I needed to do with these assignments. Then I would go to Facebook. On Facebook, I would be a part of what they call roundup groups, where people would submit links to roundup requests. These roundup requests were for blogs. People would ask for a certain subject, and people would submit links from their blogs that would pertain to the subject. Then I would do the same thing as well. I would go through my blog and see if there were any that I could submit to other groups as well. I would also take a recipe from the blogs that I was working for, one a day at least, and I would post them to another Facebook recipe group for others to be able to see. They would be able to click on the link and be able to view that in the blog, and so it just allowed the blog to receive views and to reach out to the community. My responsibilities weekly. So first, I would check Airtable for any roundups that I was responsible for. This means that I would go to Facebook and I would post a roundup request to the roundup Facebook groups, and I would let them know what kind of links I was looking for, and I would receive links from other bloggers, and then I would create a card for them on Airtable. A card is basically where I would submit all the documents and all the photos and everything that I gathered from those blogs. I'll go into that a little bit more. So on Google Documents, I would open a Google Doc and I would put the title of the blog link that I received, and then I would put who the blog was, so who wrote the blog post. Then I would hyperlink the link that they submitted me onto the name of the blog post. And then after that, I would write what's called the top. The top is essentially what we read in the blog. So when you click on a blog post online, there's always a little story or something captivating for the readers to read before it gets to the crafts or to the recipes. And essentially that's what I was doing. I would write the top for the roundup that I did. For example, if there was a roundup for a certain craft, I would write something interesting that pertains to those crafts, just so that it can captivate the readers and tell them why that craft would be fun and perfect for their family and for their kids to enjoy. After I would do all of that on the Google document, I would go to a program called Canva. Canva is where I would select a photo from each of those blog links that I received, and I would add them into Canva in the order that I have them on the Google document. And so that when that was all submitted into one big blog post, along with the links, people would be able to see what the link was taking them to. For example, like the crafts I was saying before, if it was for a craft, you would be able to see a picture of that craft before they clicked on the hyperlink so that they were able to see if it was something that they were interested in or not. After I would finish that, I would then go and stay on Canva, but I would create a pin image. This image would be uploaded to Pinterest, and it would have the blog URL and also some pictures of the crafts, and it would just be something cute and fun to add to Pinterest so that other people who are interested in what they were doing with their blog would be able to see that and click on it if it was something that they wanted to do with their families. How did Confessions of Parenting benefit from me? So, I feel that I benefited them by learning about the process of blogging and why it's not easy to do. I learned that it truly takes a team to be able to run a successful blog. I also feel that I benefited them by learning about the importance that blogs have on the family. Because we live in a world where being online is common and very helpful to the average person, it's pretty amazing how much we can uplift and help one another through the online community now. Seeing the outreach that the blogs have and is just absolutely amazing. It showed me that blogs can really work a lot for families and be super beneficial to them, and it's a way for me and others to share the knowledge that I have that can help families. For Confessions of Parenting, I helped them create basic templates of the blog posts that needed to be edited and published by other team members, and I was able to contribute my education of marriage and family studies to that. How did I benefit from Confessions of Parenting? I think that I benefited from the experience by seeing the positive aspects of the online world. We're constantly being warned in these times of dangers of the internet and the ways that it can destroy the family. I don't want to minimize those dangers because there truly are horrible things online. However, I think that it's also amazing that it's a tool that we can use to uplift and support families. I've seen that you can support the family and teach people how to create bonds and long-lasting relationships with one another through things that the family can enjoy together. This blog showed me the simple ways that we can show God's love to others through teaching people all over the world how to create laughter and memories with those that we love. It makes me feel like I want to share the education that I have with others because families are so important. Connection between coursework and internship experience. If I were to make a connection between my work with Confessions of Parenting and my coursework, I would have to say that I have been able to realize why social outreach is important to the structure of the family. Whether people are finding resources online or at a clinic or any other public forum, I think that it's essential for families to find their connections and what works for them in order to foster their relationships with their family. I think that when we're using the resources that we have in our society, it will impact our children and how they learn and grow, and eventually how they are going to affect the community as well. Would I recommend this internship to others? Yes, absolutely. I would recommend this experience to others for sure. I think it was really fun to work here, and I feel it was really amazing and very suitable for those of us who need to stay at home. I chose this internship because as a stay-at-home mom, I wanted to be able to take care of my daughter and finish my degree without having to feel the stress of paying for childcare or worrying about strict hours. I felt that this internship was a huge blessing in my life at the time, and I'm so extremely grateful for it and the supervisors that I had and how understanding they were of my situation. If you're looking for this type of internship and would like to work with Confessions of Parenting, this is the contact information to reach out to my supervisor. And that's it. Thank you for listening.